there's still going to be somebody who comments down below, I use Molotov. Hey, welcome back to Frank's Model Works. I'm Frank. So we're up to part 9 of the body finishing series, and it has been quite some time. I think July was the last time, was when part 8 came out. As we're all aware, things have transpired, but in the interim, some things have progressed. We're at the point in the series where we're going to be applying chrome trim, and I'm going to provide as many options as I can and discuss why I use the materials and methods that I do use, and show some other options that are available and why I don't use them. I made that little quip about Molotov, not so much as a swipe at people who use Molotov, but as a swipe at the people who, as soon as they see the subject of a video, they don't even watch what the video is about. They just go right to the comments. It's gatekeeping. That's actually, believe it or not, that's going to be a rant video that's probably going to be a couple hours long. Coming up soon, because your pal Frank's about up to here. So anyway, continuing on. When we first started the series, we started by taking a 1968 Dodge Charger Revell body, going over the body itself, looking for flaws, looking for mold separation lines. Then we removed them. I showed you how to get rid of them, how to deepen panel lines, how to get ready for that first initial prime, look for mistakes, things that you might have missed after that initial prime. Moving on to a final prime, sanding that, applying a paint finish, then attending to any problems with the paint finish itself, then applying a clear coat, then wet sanding and polishing that clear coat. We've been chugging along. This is probably the longest series in the history of my channel, which, although it might seem like 10 years, has only been since February of 2024. So roundabout, going on 10 months, minus 3 for my hiatus. But in this episode, we're going to be applying chrome trim, and I'm going to be showing you the methods that I use. And I'm going to demonstrate why I use the methods that I use. And there isn't just one. There's many. So let's hop up there, take a look. Okay, we're over here at the desk, and I've gotten most, if not all, of the things that I've tried in the past for chrome trim. And if you remember, I did a series on applying chrome, like redoing chrome, like bumpers and stuff like that, a couple of months ago. There'll be a link to that in the description. You can check that out as well. Those were actually very popular. There's a lot of things out there. It's one of the hottest topics for model car building, is how to get a realistic chrome finish. And we're a lot luckier we're luckier now in that we have more products at our disposal than we did back when I was a kid. I believe bare metal foil existed when I was a kid. It's just I don't think I was able to get it. The local hobby shop, I don't know. I'm trying to think. Geez, getting old stinks. I forget. But anyway, back when I was a kid, this is what I used. Good old Model Master Silver Chrome Trim. This might actually even be the bottle. This thing, by the looks of it, if you can see in there, it's far from chrome. It's like a bright silver, and since it's an enamel, it almost never dried. And that's what you're gonna find with a lot of the enamel and ink products is the lack of ability to handle it afterwards. A lot of people, when they pick a model car up, they instinctively go to grab it by that, which is right where trim is, and they'll grab it like that to pick it up, and you mar the finish. Part of preserving your chrome trim is developing a way to pick it up without, they pick it up like this because they don't want to put fingerprints on it, and in the interim, in so doing, they wind up messing up the chrome trim. So as far as enamels go, you had the old Model Master. I didn't like it very much then. I probably still have the bottle. I don't even know why I still have it. I guess for sentimental reasons. I actually have a lot of my Model Master paints. Along the same lines, and enamel-y, but very, very convincing, is this stuff by Stuart Semple. It's called Mirror. This produces probably the best brush-on chrome finish that I've ever used. And it's durable too. It dries. The problem is, this bottle is $50. It is hideously expensive. It will last you. Don't get me wrong. This bottle will last you. I think this bottle is probably 3 or 4, probably even 5 years old by this point. Is there a date on it? I don't know. But it is very durable. It's just and it creates a beautiful finish. It's just very expensive. The chrome on this grill for the 70 Mustang I'm building for Jason's group build, this was done with Mira. For brush on, those headlight buckets are Stuart Semple Mira. Those are pretty good. That rivals. I'm looking at my reflection in that headlight bucket right now. I'm looking at the reflection of my face, and it's a good finish for brush on. I've tried airbrushing it. It loses some of its qualities by airbrushing it, but for a brush on, I would say that this is the best brush on chrome paint there is. Again, if you're willing to make the investment, I'll put a link to it down in the description if you're looking to. Hey, 'tis the season. You know what I mean? Now's the time to treat yourself. It's the holiday season. Next up, believe it or not bad, is a Sharpie Silver marker. Now, it doesn't produce a chrome finish, but I'm going to put up a picture of that Ford that I have, that weathered Ford pickup truck. Now, the chrome trim on that Ford pickup truck was all done with a Sharpie marker. It's actually, this size is actually very controllable and covers with one coat. So if you're replicating something that has aluminum trim or faded chrome, this is actually good. This is a good choice for you, and it'll go pretty fast. It's easy to get on there, and it's easy to stay within the lines. So definitely don't shrug on these. Now the next one is everybody's favorite, Molotow, and for what it is an excellent product. The only thing is, what a lot of people don't realize about Molotow is it's not a paint, it's an ink, and it's not an ink that's designed to stand up to handling. So one of the things that you'll experience when you're using a Molotow, this one is actually by Fly-C. It's basically the same product. All of my Molotov pens and refills, they've all dried out because I haven't used them, so I've thrown them out like a couple of years now. This is the only one I still had bouncing around. Being an ink, it does not stand up. It is not a very durable finish. So in that situation where you're grabbing it like that, you're probably gonna mar anything done with a Molotov. If you can stay away from it, that's fine. And as we explored in the Chrome series a couple of months back, putting clear over Chrome is any Chrome product is usually not good. Doesn't turn out that well. It might look great when it's wet and you just put it on, but further on down the line, you're gonna see some loss of the luster of the Chrome. Having said that, as far as paint goes, let me just for giggles show you this. This is Ushi Van der Rosten Metal Polishing Powder Chrome Type. So this is actually good if you paint something gloss black. You would put like a cotton swab, or you apply this with a brush. It's a powder, and I got to be careful when I open it not to breathe into it because it'll get everywhere. It's a powder that you would basically burnish whatever surface you want to apply it to. The only thing with that stuff is that's one of those angular things. If you look at it from a particular angle, you're just basically going to see gloss black. If some of you remember like All-Clad, you lay down All-Clad over a gloss black enamel or whatever finish it is, and a lot of times people would photograph it and they would it would look black, even though if you're physically looking at it, it looks like chrome. It would show up in photographs as looking black. That was my experience with the Ushi Van der Rosten chrome powder. So for the purposes of applying chrome trim, I abandoned it. Then there was this. This is the Gaia Notes Premium Mirror Chrome, which was also in the series on chroming a couple of months back. This was good until I found the next product I'm going to talk about. Now, the properties of this paint is that it is a lacquer. It is durable. It goes well over a gloss white or a gloss black base. And it looked great until I came across Revell Chrome Spray. Revell Chrome Spray, out of its can, when sprayed onto bumpers and grills and large pieces, is, in my opinion, and from my experience, and as I demonstrated in that series a couple of months ago, the best paint option for replicating chrome trim. And yes, I have tried Spastics. I've tried green stuff. I have tried Metallizer Chrome. I've tried MRP Chrome. I've tried All-Clad. Revell Chrome beats them all. And being a lacquer, it's more durable. After given sufficient cure time, it is more durable than any other paint chrome system. This, what I'm holding, is the elixir that everyone told me that I needed to do. Decant it, which I did do during the series. It's a pain, because of the design of the can, it's a pain in the neck to decant that stuff. I used what was left in my last can once I knew that I had 2 more cans on the way. Because it's sometimes it's very difficult to get that stuff. So I decanted it. I didn't even bother with a straw. I sprayed what was left into a red Solo cup. Let's have a party. Sorry. And then I poured it into this bottle. Now, the thing is, when you decant something, don't shake it, because and don't tighten it too hard. If you shake it, you're going to be agitating the propellant, and when you do open it, it's going to explode like fizzy bubula. So just, I don't like decanting things as it is, and I'm going to be using this stuff in this video. But anyway, that was the Revell Chrome Spray is the best paint option for replicating chrome trim. Now, we move on to other options. Well, what other options? This is one. It's been around for a long time. I have my beef with bare metal foil. Not with the people that produce it and sell it. It's nothing personal. It's just, from my experience over the years, the product has been inconsistent. And during the pandemic, I understand that in the supply chain, bare metal foil was probably, like the people that bare metal foil get their raw materials from, this company was probably very, very low on the priority list. So it was very difficult to get good product. And what the product that was being sold tended to be old stock that had been sitting around, wouldn't stick to anything, and was basically useless. So once the pandemic was over, I actually bought the 2 sheets that you see here at NNL East. So if you're looking for bare metal foil, you're looking for it in this Ziploc bag, and it says new improved chrome right there. That's what you're looking for. The other stuff that says ultra bright chrome is Mylar, and it doesn't work very well. Yeah, I know. I'm gonna get neck beards. I know. You think I don't know? So here's one of the things I don't like about it. You open up a brand new, you got that, you got that, you got that, and you got that. Can you burnish that down? Sure you can. Hey, look, it's me. Hi, how you doing? You can burnish that down, and oh, look at this, right there in the corner. Unfortunately, for some applications, as we're going to see, this is going to be one of your only choices. The other choice you might see off to the left. I don't need to put this back in the bag right now. I'm going to be using it. Is this stuff. Hasegawa Mirror Finish. Oh, look, it's me again. Hey, how you doing? So this stuff is more like a Mylar, and it's a flexible Mylar. It has a decent, look at the reflectivity on that. It's hold on. There's your buddy Frank. Ooh, it's like so the reflectivity on it is fantastic. It's a finish you really can't mar by touching it. My problem with it is the stretchiness leads to a situation whereby its opacity becomes diffuse. Hey Ma, the fat guy's using big words again. I will demonstrate what I mean. I just hope it shows up. Talking all this crap, I just hope it shows up on video. So in order to get it to conform, you have to stretch it, and you'll see, look at how much that stretches. But the problem is also, as it stretches, the opacity. Like I'm looking at this, I can see my finger through the material. It loses the metallic opacity. It becomes more diffuse as it's stretching. And the best way to get it to conform is to stretch it, because it doesn't burnish well. It doesn't have the malleability that bare metal foil does. So I've used it. I'm going to put up a picture of the 1969 A12 Super B right now. I used it on this model, and it was not fun. I got to be honest with you. It was a little bit more frustrating than using bare metal foil because of the conforming qualities. Now, mind you, that was built back in 2021, fall of 2021, and that was when this product had just hit the market in the United States. So I'll use it if I can find the use for it, but there are some applications where if I can't use paint, then I'll use bare metal foil. And sometimes I just don't feel like masking off an entire body to apply chrome trim, because I like to do the chrome trim. I'm not one for applying foil and then clear coating the body. I don't like that, because I like to be able, if through handling or through failure of the adhesive, if the bare metal foil should start to lift, and it has lifted on some models over the years, I like to be able to replace that section. If you clear coat over that, then you're probably going to pull up your clear coat with it, unless you score the clear coat first. And why are you gambling? You know what I mean? You're gambling on. What am I kidding? You're not going to listen to me anyway. You're just going to tell me what you use down in the comments. All right. So, and I also don't, when I do use paint on chrome trim, I don't clear over it, because, like I said before, I have yet to discover a clear coat that goes well over any of the chrome products that doesn't. It might look great when you first apply it, but a couple of days down the line, you could be looking at a disaster where you've lost all of the specularity of your chrome. And that's something that I'm speaking from experience. So until such product comes along, and yes, I realize, some people will say you can add Spaz Sticks chrome over Revell chrome spray, and it'll retain the shine. My problem with that is, number one, I've gotten that chrome spray, and it smells like naphtha, which leads me to believe that there might be some form of enamel involved there, and then that would preclude me from using my normal washes, which are enamel based or oil based, and the mineral spirits could then mar that finish. So that's why I won't use it. And I'm popping in here while I'm editing this video to show you that the Spaz Sticks Clear, that's part of their chrome package of 3 paints, the gloss black, the chrome paint, and then the chrome sealer clear. On this wheel, this was painted with Revell chrome and then covered with the Spaz Sticks Clear crazed. And on this one, it dulled the chrome finish of the chrome spray. So that was my experience with it. I don't even need to know if it's enamel or not. It doesn't matter. I don't like the effect it has on the chrome. So that's why I'm not going to use it. Back to our regularly scheduled shenanigans. And I'm looking so forward to duking it out with people in the comments over this, but I'm just trying to provide some guidance to get you to repeatable results. to achieve a standard of result and then have it be repeatable and then apply other techniques afterwards. Oh boy, I could just tell the way the comments on this are gonna go. So let me set up, let me put some of this stuff away, and I'm gonna show you the bodies that we're gonna, well, I'll show you the bodies we're gonna be working on. So this one should look familiar to you in the body finishing series. This is the 1968 Charger that we're gonna be doing. This is the one that's been featured throughout the series. This one is eventually going to be finished as a resto mod. I got a really cool set of wheels from Z-Force Model Works Cult's 3D page that I 3D printed and then subjected to the Revell Chrome Spray chrome treatment. They're nice 19 and 20 inch, you know, low profile, going to be tucked in. So I'm looking forward to getting this one across the finish line. This is going to be painted. We're going to be masking off the body and painting the chrome trim on. We got to get around the fenders. We got to get around the windows. And that's it. We're also going to be applying Revell Chrome trim that's been, Revell Chrome spray that's been decanted to this. This is my 1970 Boss 429 Mustang. This is for Jason over at Blue Ox Model Shop's Street Machine group build. This has been painted in Scale Finishes, House of Color, Sunset, and Wild Cherry Candy over Orion Silver. So this silver stripe that's in here was the base coat for the entire body. And then I sprayed the Sunset over the bottom, masked off, left a little stripe that goes around. And then up here was painted Wild Cherry Candy. So you can actually see the silver showing through. This paint job came out pretty cool. There is a series on this that's ongoing. So this has to be done by the end of December. So I'm reasonably, basically the last thing that needs to be done is the chrome trim. So we're looking good. And finally, we're going to do this one. This is the 69 Charger that I made the decals for a mod top. And cue the neckbeard that's going to tell me you couldn't get this on a Charger. Yeah, I know, we've been over that, but it's not going to stop you from typing it. This one, we're going to use bare metal foil because I don't want to apply masking tape to this. It's probably tough enough to handle it. Why tempt fate? You saw, if you watched the video where I'm applying this, you saw what I went through. Not that it was incredibly difficult, it was just kind of stressful. And I'm happy with the result. And I'm worried enough that applying bare metal foil is going to be a pain in the neck. You know, pulling off the excess, that I don't need the added, you know what I mean? Like if I was going to be spraying the chrome trim onto this, I would have to cover all of this. And that's just asking for trouble. Even though this has been clear coated, it's still, why tempt fate? We all know my luck. So this is what I'm going to be doing next in the video. And then once we've done this, I'll probably speed up through this because I got to put the clothes dryer back on. I got to watch a lot of you guys. I got to watch your videos. So I'll probably speed up through this process. But I will tell you that the reason why you're going to see me cutting strips to put the chrome trim on, I'm not one of those people who will just take a piece of bare metal foil and slap it over the entire and then trim it out. Because if you mess up, that's a lot of material to waste. So I do everything in strips. The the gaps or the joints in the bare metal foil are barely noticeable. And that's one of those situations where if I see somebody getting in tight enough to look for the gaps or the joins in my bare metal foil, what are they going to get? What are they going to get? That's right. Get one of these to the throat. Get away from my model. Neckbeard. I'm sorry. I woke up in a little bit of a mood today. Just, you know, stupid comments that I got to deal with. So, that's what we're going to be doing first. We're going to be figuring out how we get this on, doing it in strips. That'll be sped up. And then I will mask these, the other two bodies off and get them ready to apply the decanted Revell Chrome spray. All right? So, hold on for that. Okay, here is our 1969 Dodge Charger with a mod top. Should I say it? Sure, why not? Yes, I know. You couldn't get a mod top on a Charger. You couldn't get a floral top on a Charger. You couldn't get a mod top on a Dodge. You can only get a floral top. And only on the Coronet, Super B, or the Dart. There will still be somebody. If they don't comment, then they will email me. Another thing I'll tell you right off the bat, because for the most part, once I start doing this, I realize nobody wants to sit here and watch me do this. I'm probably going to speed it up because most of the other footage for this episode has been filmed already, and it's already quite long. So, if you get a sheet where it's not sticking very well, I would recommend that you use this stuff. Micro metal foil adhesive. This is technically designed. It's made by the same people that make Microsol and Microset, the decal setting solution. This stuff is designed to be like the sticky back if you were going to use regular like kitchen aluminum foil to say foil an aluminum finish on a P51 Mustang, which you might not ever find yourself needing to do because there are better options for doing it. Although to me it did just come out with that aluminum foil that Will Patterson, I'll put a link in the description, did a video on, and it looks pretty promising. So if they do come out with chrome foil, then I'll definitely be getting that. But if you ever get a sheet of bare metal foil that isn't sticking well, you can use this stuff. And the way you would do it is, I use either a micro applicator or even like a small paintbrush. And what I'll do is apply it, and I'm gonna actually apply some to over here. You won't be able to see it. The tricky part with this stuff is the way that you know that it's sticky, and is that it's no longer opaque. There's no more white. You won't see the white of the glue anymore. You see the white of the glue. When this dries, it dries clear, and it'll be sticky to the touch. I did one of the Porsche videos, the Porsche finale that came out a couple of weeks ago. I demonstrated using this stuff to, say you ever have to put a rear view mirror on a windshield. This is actually pretty good stuff to use in order to do that, rather than use a solvent-based glue where you run the risk of messing up your kit glass or frosting it if you use CA. There's actually, you know, if you got a glue, it'll even kind of work. I'm gonna be using this later on when I'm building a 3D printed body. So that's enough. I'm gonna use this to try to stick the the acetate that I'm going to be using for the windows. Try that out, see if that works. So you just wait, give it some time. Once it's clear, then it's sticky. I'll get a piece. Let me just throw a couple of pieces on while we wait for that to dry. So now these little parts right here, these little vent windows are always a pain in the everything about this. I hate doing this. You know, I dreaded. I already filmed the rest of this video. I dread doing this so much that I just waiting for a couple of days. That's how much I hate doing this. But sometimes, especially in cases like this, it's a little bit of a necessary evil. And it's not an evil. I'm sure there's definitely people that enjoy doing this. I know people have said to me that they enjoy doing it, and I can see, you know, liking it. It's just something that gives me anxiety. That's all, because I don't like it. I've been burned by it in the past. This is not sticking well. Oh, that's great. Looks like we're gonna be using this stuff on this entire thing. That's super. Let's see. All right. It might have stuck. Sometimes this stuff, yeah, it's not sticking. You want to know the best part? I'm gonna, a little spoiler alert. On the other two bodies that I painted, this same sheet, I use this sheet to mask off parts of the body that are going to be painted, and it stuck perfectly. But now when I need it to stick, it's not going to. That's why I hate this stuff. Sorry. Okay, well, I'm going to speed up now and just grin, bear it, get over it, and I'll be back. Okay, well, this is looking like hot dumpster fire garbage like it usually does with this crap. So I'm just going to finish doing this because I have to. At this point, I might actually hand paint it with Mira. That's how much I hate this stuff. And I'm, you know, my apologies to the people that produce it. I know your heart's in the right place. And I know I complain about it a lot. And I'm sure it's me, it's not you. I hate this stuff. I really do. I'll come back when this monstrosity is done. Hold on. Okay, so that went about as well as I was expecting, which is to say it didn't go well at all. I did have to use the foil adhesive throughout the entire body. I like the fender. The fenders came out okay. The little fender lips came out okay. But the trim around here, now if you remember, because I know somebody's gonna say it, they're gonna say that this came out rough because I got texture paint on the trim. But you'll remember, if you've been watching this series, that I made sure that the trim was masked off for the express reason that I didn't want the texture paint to get onto the trim, if you'll remember that. But that's not going to stop somebody from putting it down in the comments or emailing me. They just want to, make sure that I know what they think the reason why. The reason why is that it's an unpredictable product, unfortunately, and I understand why people have moved on to things like Molotov, because even with the reduced handleability that you get with Molotov, at least it produces a nice shine that's fairly consistent, and it's a trade-off. I've been burned by this product so much in the past. It's just in this instance, it was either hand paint with mirror, which at one point I was actually considering doing. But even that, like, my hands shake, and I don't have the strength in this hand because of my injury to hold this up very long. So the amount of strength it would take to hold the body while I'm trying to paint, I just don't have it. And then trying to paint on a stand like this and hold this still, it would still, believe me, I thought about doing it, but it came out okay, I guess. It's somewhat acceptable. I've since taken some Meguiar's 105 compound and polished out whatever glue I got on the body. So this build will continue. I'm still enthusiastic about finishing this one because, it's got the mod top. I like the color. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to show you how I masked and painted the other two bodies. And then after that, I'll sum up how everything showed up, okay? Hold on. In what is probably the greatest offense to bare metal foil, we have this. I actually used bare metal foil to mask off where I'm going to paint its replacement. And let me be clear, it's not that I don't like bare metal foil. I have just been burned with the inconsistency in the past. So this is why I use alternative methods. But it's just in the instances with these two cars, I wanted to try out the decanted Revell chrome spray and demonstrate it to you to see if it's a viable thing. I have sprayed, if you remember my chrome series, I have sprayed decanted Revell chrome spray before through my airbrush, so I'm not, I'm reasonably certain that the results are going to be okay. What I don't like is, I'll put a picture up right now. This is my 1969 GTX, which was one of my model cars and coffee. That car, as you saw in the picture, the bare metal foil on that was during the pandemic, when you really couldn't get it. The bare metal foil experience on that car ruined that car for me. If you watch that episode, it's hard to love it. And I got burnt by the product. And it's not that, I understand what happened. It's just, I got to be careful. When I get a new sheet and when I buy new sheets of it, I got to make sure that it's, it's something that I could use. And if it's not something that I'm going to be able to use, then I have to find an alternative, because the cars that I build, for the most part, have chrome trim on them. So we're going to go over to the spray booth and First we'll spray on some black. I have masked off the inside because I have painted the headliners on these cars also. This one's going to have a black, this is the Mustang by the way. This one's going to have a black headliner. This one is going to have a really ugly green headliner. I'm trying to do a little wacky thing with this Charger. You know, a dark green interior with that interesting light green exterior, but made into a resto mod where you wouldn't really expect those colors to be used. So, all right, enough rambling, Frank. Let's go over to the spray booth. Hold on. All right, so we're over here by the goofy corner. I already sprayed the Mr. Color GX2 Gloss Black to serve as the base for the Revell, decanted Revell Chrome Spray. So that went on well. If you've made it this far in the video, somebody will have already put down in the comments about AK Chrome, which is somewhat difficult to get. Is fairly expensive, as expensive if not more expensive. I think I saw it for about $36 on Amazon, whereas the Revell Chrome Spray is $30. Somebody's going to mention that. Probably didn't use it. They're going to mention it though. They're also going to mention what's that stuff? SMS from Australia. They're going to mention it. Again, probably haven't tried it. There's only so much amount of money that I'm going to spend to test this stuff out. I mean, I was happy with Gaia Notes for a long time until I saw demonstrated results. You know, like, if you're going to put stuff like that in the comments, and I realize I'm not talking to the people that are going to do it, because all they did was look at the title of the video and they just started typing. But the reason why I get upset about stuff like this, they don't watch the videos. They don't watch the videos. They see, oh, this thing's gonna, whatever. If this video is 45 minutes long, I'm not sitting through that, listening to this. Let me just hit that. Let me just exercise my rights to my opinion. Keep it moving. But anyway. But those are things, and somebody's also going to mention that Tamiya just came out with an adhesive foil, but it's aluminum. They haven't released a chrome yet, so we'll see. Maybe at some point they will. That I would definitely, from Tamiya, I would definitely evaluate it. I would look into it, but you know, for right now, this is going to create a finish that's chrome-like and doesn't have the inconsistencies as much as the foil will. But we'll look at results later. And if you've made it this far in the video, I appreciate it. Thank you. So all of that masking, all of that prep, all of that for about 20 minutes of painting. You know, at this point, people, having watched this far into the video, might be justified in saying, yeah, it's easy to just throw the, you know, it's a Molotov pen. You're done in an hour. Yeah, it's true. And the finish is similar. It's the durability issue for me, and the ability to handle it. Some of my models go to other people, so I want them to be durable. I don't want them to be these. I mean, You know, it's not like you hand it to some 6-year-old kid and let him play with it. But most people, like I said before, they're gonna pick something up by the drip rails. Molotov, that's gonna ruin it. It's you're gonna ruin Molotov by touching it like that. I prefer durability. Molotov hasn't been on the market, well, it might have been on the market for a while, but it hasn't been on the market as a something that's used in scale modeling for very long. I first heard about it maybe 2018. So who knows how long? Like, is it before that? How long does this last? We know it's ink. Is it archival ink? Is it gonna last? Is it gonna fade over time? You know what I mean? Lacquer is paint. You know, it's gonna last. Lacquer is durable, so that's why I use it. I get it. I get it, and a lot of people are gonna look at the way that I've acted throughout this video. It's frustrating. I'm trying to demonstrate something. You know, either people complain you didn't show enough, they'll complain it's too long, they won't watch it at all but have something to say. They won't demonstrate their own methods for doing things that contradict what I say. It's frustrating after a while. There's a lot of work that goes into this. You know, I'm spending my own money. YouTube content creators in the scale modeling realm are making a living doing this. I'm making tens of dollars at best. You know, I think I figured it out. My first 6 months of doing this video, when I did an analysis of the hours that I worked divided by what I actually got back from YouTube, I was making probably about 4 or 5 cents an hour. So I'm not doing this for the money. I'm doing this so that people can produce results on their models that they like. And yeah, there's easy ways to do things, but sometimes the easiest way to do it isn't going to be the best for you in the long run. So these got to dry for a little bit. I actually wound up, although I said when I left off from before, I said I was going to foil the charger with the mod top on it first, I actually painted these first. So, but the way it's going to work now, the next thing you're going to see, we're going to be back over at the desk looking at the results of all three after I've removed the masking and after I've done the bare metal foil on the blue charger. And that's when we get to see all of the overspray, all of the spots where the paint leaked under. I swear it's worth it. Alright, hold on. Alright, so here are the 3 bodies all completed. You saw the 69 charger. Now, just to see a side-by-side between the painting of the chrome, here's the chrome, Revell chrome spray decanted and sprayed on. That came out. It's nice and smooth, sharp edges. Really, really happy with the result on that. Even worked well in around the fenders, the fender lips. Came out nice. I had already showed you this, so I'm still, oh look, it's already starting to lift up. Jeez, unbelievable. Anyway, here's the Mustang. So the Mustang I also painted with the Revell chrome spray, the marker lights. The trim came out pretty nice, as you could see, nice and even. I painted the door handles and the locks. See if you could see that. Hopefully that's focusing. That's painted with mirror. So you could see by the shine that the finish you get. You know, you can get the same finish out of Molotov. And my point is, in using the products that I use, I want the durability, and I want the ability to transport them, because even with Molotov, even when you're transporting it, if you're packing it in foam in order to transport it to a show, then, you know. But even if you're just leaving it on your shelf and you want to take it off your shelf to show somebody, you run the risk of damaging. And you know, these bodies, they have minimal chrome on them. It's just basically the window trim. But for something that you're doing like a 57 Chevy, if you're doing, I mean, that's a tough body to touch without getting near the chrome. So I get it. I know so many people have been burned by bare metal foil over the years they feel that Molotov is their only choice. I did look this up. I did say this was $50. This is on sale now, I think, for $37 on. There will be a link in the description. This bottle for $36 is probably gonna last you. If you're using it to brush on trim like you use in Molotov, it's gonna last you probably 5 or 6 years. So, if you're willing to, and you'll have the durability that you'll get with a lacquer with this mirror. I think I might have said once before that it's enamel. It's not. It is an acrylic solvent-based acrylic paint. It's not an enamel, even though it smells enamel-y. It smells like naphtha when you open it. But that doesn't necessarily mean that's just me saying it smells enamel-y. Don't have to go by me. I looked it up. It says that it's a solvent-based acrylic. Culturehustle.com. Stuart Semple mirror. I think it's on sale. They said it was $36.99 or something like that. So it's there if you want to check it out. If you're happy with Molotov, I'm sure you're gonna let me know. All right, so put you up on the tripod. We'll sum up this episode. So here we are at the conclusion of part 9 of the body finishing tutorial series, and I showed you the methods that I use for replicating chrome trim on a model car body. Not really surprised about the bare metal foil. The product has been disappointing me for years. You know, fortunately there are other options now, and we all know about Molotov, which is, I've given you my reasons that I don't use it. I've given you some alternatives if you're interested in trying them out. And beyond that, there are other, like I said, there's more products coming to the market now. AK has a chrome product that's coming out. There's an SMS chrome that is out of Australia, like I mentioned. I don't know if I'm gonna try those, I gotta be honest with you. But then again, you know, I thought the Gaia Notes was the end-all be-all until the Revell Chrome Spray came along. So maybe I will try them out. We'll see. I don't know. At some point, good enough has got to be good enough. But I guess we always have to push the envelope. Revell Chrome Spray, I'm sure, has its limitations as far as handling. It doesn't really, it's not like you can really dig into it. We'll see. I have tried spraying the, what is that stuff called? What is it called? I don't know. There's like some clear that they have their own clear. Hold on a second. Spaz sticks. I tried it out, and I'm only mentioning it because I know somebody's gonna put it in the comments. You know. I tried it out. It could craze. Like, I tried it on a couple of spare wheels that I had sprayed with Revell Chrome Spray. It can craze if you lay it on there. You got to give it a mist coat and then subsequent coats. But honestly, I don't think it enhanced the it definitely didn't enhance the durability, and there was a little bit of loss of luster. But I don't know. Your mileage may vary if you want to try that out. So that was preparing, you know, just spraying Revell Chrome Spray, and then the Spastics Clear, which you get with the 3-piece spastic chroming set. You know, we're at the part of the video where the people that are gonna, they've never made it to this part of the video. So even though I've mentioned it, and I'm gonna put a link to all this stuff in the description, dang it. Oh, you should try the Spastics Clear. I saw that on Facebook. Okay, I did. It didn't work that well, so can't wait for your video. All right, so we sum that up. Where do we go next with the body finishing tutorial series? We gotta put the thing together. So as far as the chargers go, although I painted, if you remember, I painted the chassis and stuff like that for both of them. I still have to put the engines and the interiors and stuff like that together. Paint the rest of the chassis black where it needs to be, and so on and so forth. The paint colors used on these cars will be in the description with links. People are gonna ask anyway, so I'm just gonna tell you. The Mustang was painted a base coat of Scale Finishes Orion Silver. On top of that, House of Colors PVC 31 Sunset from Scale Finishes. And then the top of the body is House of Color KBC 03 Wild Cherry Candy by Scale Finishes. The green 68 Charger is paint code TT1 Green. That was Chrysler's paint code for it. But it is Model Car World Automotive Finishes, MCW Automotive Finishes, 6858 Avocado Green Metallic Gloss Lacquer. And the 69 Charger with the mod top on it, I'm not going to say it. I'm not. Is B7 Blue, which is MCW Automotive Finishes 6952 Jamaica Blue Metallic Gloss Lacquer. B7 Blue. Bingo. So those are the colors. There will be links to everything. Links to everything. Links to my high school graduation, everything. You name it. Links in the description. Doesn't matter. You're not going to look anyway. All right. So, as always, I got Frizzo's back. I appreciate your support. And until we speak again, my friends, take care of yourselves and be well.